Right, so today this is the practice chapter test on the McGraw-Ryerson textbook. And today I want to get you through all of this. So get your calculator ready. If you want to do it while I'm doing it, go ahead, look at the questions. You may pause and do it. But now let's start. Okay, so A, it's a simple question. Negative 5 to the second power is just 1 over 25. I will write out all the answer for one question and then I will delete it afterward. So for B, we have 5 squared, which is 25, minus 5 to the power of 5, which is 5. 5 to the negative 1, it's, so this 25 minus 5, we can tell it's 20. And 20, that's divided by 1. Divided by, in this case, we have 1 over 5. So when we have 1 over 5, we're going to multiply it to become 5. So this is actually 100. If you have any questions, go ahead. C, 3 to the negative 1, it's going to become 1 over 3. And we're going to divide that by 3 to the negative 2, which is 1 over 9 plus 1. Now, this is going to become 10 over 9. 10 over 9. Now, since we want to flip it, we're going to go ahead and get rid of the division sign. We're going to do this, and this is going to become 9 over 10. And we can cross this out, 1 over 3. This is going to go ahead and give us 3 over 10. That is our answer. And that is the entirety of, I believe, question number 1. Let's go ahead and go on question number 2. So for A, this is just a simple question where we have to multiply things out. S to the positive 6, since you have a negative times a negative, and T to the negative 9. Now, I taught a little earlier, when you have a negative exponent at the bottom, you're going to move it to the top, and it's going to become a positive. Go ahead, that is our answer. For B, we have 30 A4 B2 divided by negative 5 AB. So let's cross them out directly. So 30 divided by negative 5, that's going to give us negative 6. A4 divided by A, it's going to give us a cube. B squared divided by B, that's going to give us B. This is our answer. Now for C, that's just a simple multiplication question. So negative 3 to negative 3 second power is going to be 9. A squared again, that's going to be A2 times 2, which is A4. B to the 5th power squared again, that's going to be 5 times 10, B10. And, I took too much space, so let's go ahead and get rid of all this. Now let's do D. Okay, so we are going to multiply first and then divide. So multiply, that's going to be 20, and the exponent, we just add them together. So M, and then n negative 2 plus n 4, it's going to be n over negative 4m and negative 3. And 20 divided by negative 4, negative 5. M minus m, this just cancels out. And n minus negative 3, that's going to be plus 3. So n to the 4. That's D. And then E, we're going to have to simplify the top. Wait a minute. Okay, so we'll move the T to the top because it's a negative exponent. I'll move this whole thing down here. Wait, we don't have to move it. So let's just multiply it out first. So that's going to give us negative 4 to the negative 2. Because I can move this later. And then S to the 4 and T to the 6 over negative S squared T to the negative 1. And then let's simplify this. So negative 4, we can move it to the bottom. So now this cancels out, and here is negative 4 to the 2. So we'll have S4. And since these negatives cancel out, so we have a positive here. So S4, S2, so the top there's going to be an S2. And then T6 minus T1, that's going to be T7. So these crosses out. However, we have a 4 squared, so that is 16. So S2 T7 over 16, that is our answer. And let's move on to 3. How many minutes am I at? Oh, I'm already at 5 minutes. It's okay. Let's go on to 3. You evaluate. 3. So negative 100. We have to. Okay, so it's a negative exponent first, so let's get rid of that first. Negative 100 to the 3 over 2. So basically means we're cubing it and then we're square rooting it. 2 here. So let's first do 100 cubed. That's gonna give us that's a little weird. Why would they give a negative number here? Okay, well, I guess if you do it the other way around, they will let you do it. So sure. So we'll do this. And then we will do the 1/2 power and just put that into a calculator. Negative 100 cubed. And then we square root it. And I'm going to go ahead and get negative 1000. And that is our answer. So you can use calculator for all of this. It's just calculator work. I'm not going to do too much. So I'm going to skip 3. I'm going to do 4 for you. So a rectangle has side length of, we don't even have to draw one. So let's just direct computation. So an area is the length multiplied together. If you can't see, this is a difference of squares we learned in grade 10. So we can write directly 9. And then 3 times negative square root 2. And then 3 times positive square root 2. So that cancels out. And then we have to just do minus square root 2 multiplied together. Just 2. And then we have 7. Simple. And then 5 is just 5. I'm going to do only 2 questions because I feel like the rest is calculator work. Negative 3 to the what power equals 81. This is literally just calculator work, but so 3 to the 4th power gives you 80. 3 to the 4th power gives you 81. And that's what happens. Negative 3 to the 4th power. Negative 3 to the 4th power. It's going to give you 81. So x equals 4. Calculator work. And then I'm going to do a little hard one, which is f. So 4 6g plus 2 equals to 144. So 144, let's just divide that right away by 4. We can do that. So 6g plus 2 equal to 144 divided by 4. That is around 36. Yep. And then 6 to the g multiplied by 6 squared. So now this is just added together equals 36. And 6 squared equals 36. So we'll have 36 divided by 36. So this is 36, this is 36. It cancel out. Side becomes 1. So 6 to the g equals 1. So what can g be? 0. And that is our answer for that. Now let's do number 6. They're solving and checking. So 3 for the question number A, it's literally just a complex system. Well, not a simple system, move the x to one side, so x, move the 1 to the other side, x equal to -3. I'm not checking, you can check it, but it depends on you. And then 2x plus 2. Okay, so what can we do here? Factor, obviously. Factor out first. So we can factor out a 2x. Now this only becomes 2 squared minus 2 cubed. Now what is this? 4 minus 8, -4 equals 64. So 2 to the x, and then 64 divided by -4 is going to give us -16. 2 to the what power gives us -16? Wait, how can this be a negative number though? Did I do something wrong here? And then x will be a complex root. You can do that. Let's move on to 7. Oh, it was a -64. I'm sorry, guys. There was a -64. So you will get a positive answer. So at the end, you will get this. And that, it's 4. So I didn't do something wrong. Usually I don't make a mistake on this. Never do. And then that is just addition. 7 is just addition. So 7 I'm going to skip. 8, it's multiplication. I'm going to do 1 just so you guys know. I'll do a D. So remember, guys, always do the bracket first. So 2x squared, and then you will have minus xy minus 6xy, so minus 7xy, and then plus 3y squared. Finally, you multiply this out together, 6x squared minus 21xy plus 9y squared. That is our answer. That is a polynomial question. 9, we're going to simplify that and state the restriction. I will not do 1. I will not do A and B. It's a little easy. You just have to common factor. I'll do D because it requires some factoring. So 2, 1, and then we have 1. So how to make this? We're going to plus 3 and minus a 2. So we'll have 2m plus 3 and m minus 1 at the top, and at the bottom we're gonna have 1 3 and 1 5. So we're gonna be doing plus 5 and -1 here. So m minus 1, 3m plus 5. So this cancels out. This becomes 2m plus 3. So you can just collect these. And our restriction is m cannot equal to -5/3 from here, and m cannot equal to 1. And that is our question. That is our answer. So all of these ones are pretty simple and easy to get. If you have a question that you want me to specifically do, comment down below, or just message me for those. Email me for those that's in the actual class. And then let's move on to 10. 10 is a little bit, more complex. So let's just do E. So we have 2 and -3 there. So let's see what we can get. Let's factor first. So 2, this is obviously x plus 4, x plus 1. And then minus, I can't see the question anymore. That's x minus 4x plus 1. Over 3, and now we just have to multiply this side by that and multiply that side by that. So now we'll have 2x minus 8 minus, remember to keep a bracket here, 3x plus 12. And this is going to be over x plus 4, x minus 4, x plus 1. And the top is going to simplify down to -x minus 12, -20. Over this. And the restriction is x cannot equal to 4, negative 4, negative 1, because that will make the denominator 0. And that's E. And let's do an 11. So this was our last class, which is inequalities. I will go ahead and do, well, most people don't have problem with decimals because it's pretty simple. So we'll do some fractions one, then I'll do some fractions one. So x minus 5, well, h minus 5 over 3 plus 4 greater than h over 2 plus 1. So what happens on this? So we're going to simplify first. So multiply everything by 6 because that's the lowest common multiple. So this is going to be multiplied by 2 minus 10 plus, remember this by 6 as well, 24, bigger than 3h plus 6. Now it's just a simple collect the like term question. H smaller than negative 10 plus 24, that's going to be 14 minus 6, 8. H smaller than 8. Simple, we just solve the inequality. Now for word problem, no more skipping. Got to do all of this because we need to know. Radiology, cobalt-60, which has a half-life of 5.3 years, is extensively used in medical radiology. Most of the world's supply of cobalt-60 is produced in Canada. What fraction of an original sample of cobalt will remain after 10.6 years? Okay, so there's two ways to figure this out. So after 5.3 years, there's going to be half-life, so there's going to be half left. And then we took 0.6 and we divide that 5.3. We'll realize there's two. There's been two half-lives. So 2 half-lives to the squared equals 1 over 4. Or you can just 50%. What's the half of 50%? 25%. So 25% of everything will be left. And that is that question. And then I believe there's a part B to it as well. How long will it take? Okay, so 10.6 years. That's so 25, and we just add another half. 25% was this. And then we're like, oh, how do we cut it in half again? Well, it's now going to be 12.5, and that's going to take another 5.3. So 5.3 times 3, that's going to go ahead and give you, sorry, let me just calculate. 15.9. And that's how many years you're going to take to go ahead and cut it in half again. Now let's do 13. Length of a rectangle and width. Write a simplified, okay, so perimeter and smallest values of x that give whole number values of, okay, so let's write it out first. So 3x plus 1 to, this is going to be multiplied by 2, and then plus 2x minus 1 over 3. This is also going to be multiplied by 2 because we're trying to find the perimeter, and the perimeter is the size times 2. So right here, these two can directly just cancel out. So this is going to be 3x plus 1. These two, unfortunately, are not that lucky. So this is going to be 4x minus 2 over 3. Now we'll have to times this by a factor of 3. So we can actually divide that by 3. So we're going to go ahead and have 9x plus 3 plus 4x minus 2. This is going to be O over 3. And here, we're going to have 13x plus 1 over 3. That is our simple floor. Now, find the 3 smallest value that will give whole number values for the perimeter. I'm going to leave it here since I want to leave part B up to you for you to think about how you're going to go ahead and solve it. It is kind of an interesting question. So if you have any answers, make sure to comment down below.